Hope y'all are doing well. This is the last of the green beans. Figure I'd go live just for a few and talk about this while I work just a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Been a little bit windy out here today, so you might get a little bit of sound on the mic there, but that's the way it's going to be for right now. So with these green beans, this is technically the 6th picking that we've done on these. There again, we typically, if we weren't trying to sell these, we wouldn't worry about it. We would just pull the beans up when they're full of beans and just forget about it after that. Do what we need to with them. But there again, because the summer, our main product is a salad and stuff like that, the salad kind of peters out during the summertime. So this is a way for us to make a little extra revenue with the beans. These are Roma 2 green beans. And yeah, so we actually sell these for about $4 per pound is how we go with these. But anyway, so I'm going to show you some stuff. We've done 6 pickings like I was saying a minute ago, but it's more like 5. What I'm noticing here, I've been through over half of this patch of beans here, and it's really been not many beans on here. I'll show you that here in just a second. Not really a lot of beans on them, so I'd probably say technically 5 good pickings off of this, which is kind of unorthodox for us here. Very odd. Usually it's 3 and we're finished. This August we had a very cool August, and it seemed like it really helped the beans out a lot as far as the growth on them. Generally in August we're not that cool. Sometimes we'll get a cool spurt here and there. So generally 3 pickings, so I can see how people that have more of a cooler climate than us can actually get a lot more pickings off these beans than what we typically get, which is pretty interesting. But anyway, let's jump into it and see what's going on. I'll show you how some of this is going. You'll notice we have beans over here on this side. Let me see if I can point to them right down in here. On that edge, they're doing pretty good. They have quite a few beans on them. We get out toward the center, there are not so many beans. Generally, we notice that this time of year, October 2nd, the beans do better on the morning sun, and the morning sun would actually come from that direction over there and come direct over this way, and the evening sun would be over this way. So something a little bit odd here, the beans on this side are actually doing better than the beans in the center and also on the morning sun side of things. So anyway, I'm going to pull up a few here and just kind of show you how they're looking. So as we can see here, these were on the morning sun side, and there's like virtually no beans on them whatsoever. Pretty interesting. Pull up a few more here. So these are kind of toward the center. A few beans in there, here and there. This time of year they don't look so pretty. It's just the way it goes with them. So a few beans. And if you notice this one I pulled with my left hand, it was kind of had a lot of space in front of it for sunlight. And this one right here did not have much space in front of it for sunlight. And as you can see, there's really not any beans on there. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this next one right about there real quick. Like so. And basically no beans on this one either. There's one there that's worth trying to keep one little bean off the whole plant. So I really wouldn't call this a 6th picking in this situation, but anyway, let me see here. Now this one, like I was saying, is on the side of the bean patch here. This is opposite of what we typically get. So the sun sets in this direction, and these plants have quite a few beans on them. They're fairly loaded down with beans. I don't know how it's going. That one right there is not looking too pretty, but there again, that's just the way it goes this time of year. So these beans are doing the opposite of what we typically get, which is interesting, but it's okay. They produce pretty well. We had a few late bloomers out here. These right here, I don't think these were the late bloomers, but as you can see, we're still getting a few blooms on these, but they're just not really producing much worth of anything. Plus again, I mean, it's October 2nd. We typically get our first frost here in the middle of October, so they're pretty much done for no matter how you look at it. Either way you want to play it. But just I'm gonna set these off the side. That one I can actually pull some beans off of. But right over here, We do have Anna out here working in the garden doing some salad. We recorded a couple shorts earlier today, so we'll see. We might see if they're good enough to post. They're kind of silly, goofy type of thing. Just trying to be a little bit silly. They might be mildly entertaining, who knows. Of course, that'll be on this channel here, the Hillbilly Farmers. So anyway, one other thing I'll do, I'll show you what I do when I'm walking around out here. And that's kind of what I do with my feet right there. I just kind of smooth it out as I go. What I've been doing, this process has been a little bit different than usual. So right over here, I don't know if you can see it or not. Might have to just pick y'all up real quick by hand, probably be the easiest thing to do here. Right up there. That's where I've been throwing the green beans for now, the pile of them. I'm gonna come back with the four-wheeler here in a little bit and grab those with the trailer. So that'll be pretty interesting on that one. Grab those with the trailer. Typically when we do it, when we just grow these for ourselves, we just crop out the beds. Let me bring it up a little bit so I'm not having to lean over for this one. Typically, whenever we're doing this, pulling up the plants with when they're loaded down with beans, doing one picking only, what we do is we take these beans, put them in the trailer, and then take them to somewhere like the shop where we have air conditioning or a shade tree, something like that. And then we can actually pull these things apart like so the beans aren't hiding out in there. Makes it really easy to see what's happening, so you can investigate, make sure you're not missing any beans pretty quick. But another thing what that does is it allows us not having to bend over and pick up these plants individually. So I can come through here, pick up like probably 6 to 8 plants at one time, bent over one time, bend back up, put them on the trailer, then the rest of the work is standing up straight, as opposed to picking beans when you're basically stuck on the ground the entire time. So it makes it a lot easier on your back per se doing that. Another thing it does, actually let me pick it back up. Another thing it does is it gives it time for this dirt here on the roots to dry off. It's just enough time for that. That way, when you're handling this, you're not getting a bunch of like muddy, nasty stuff all over your beans. See, it's just me having it out of the ground for that long has made it to where it's not so bad. Now, let me see if I can pick up one and show you exactly what I mean as far as. Anyway, what I'm trying to say here is that it allows the roots to dry off, so it's not that big of a mess. By the time we get all of them loaded onto a four-wheeler and into another area, they're already dried off. So I'm going to pull one real quick and just show you the difference. So you can probably see it in my fingers there. See how it's now sticking to my fingers? Just like so. Just for how long this one's been out of the dirt already, the soil. It's not really sticking to my hands that much. So it makes things cleaner, nicer, easier to clean up. But today is just such a nice day out here. I'd guess it's probably 65 degrees. Such a nice day. I'm just doing it out here, kind of waiting for Anna to do the salad. That way we can get that all ready for the farmer's market this weekend. Let me see here. So there again, plenty of blooms out here. Piles of blooms, but it's just that time of year, they're not going to make it. Well, that's about all I really have for this particular live stream right here. As far as that's about all I really have. I guess if y'all want to hang on, y'all can watch me work. If you have any questions, I'll try and look at the live chat here. Let me go grab my tote of beans. I'll show you that real quick too, actually. Typically for each thing of beans that we're doing here, each harvest we've had about a bushel. And as you can see there's not much in there. It might be 3 pounds worth, and I've harvested half of this green bean patch. So anyway, not getting very many off of these at all, that's for sure. But the last few harvests we have had at least a bushel per picking on this area. And I'm just guessing the area of this size, the size of this particular area where the beans were planted. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm guessing probably like 10 feet by 50 feet, somewhere in that range. And the beans were planted, how much on? About 1 foot apart. And the grid was spaced about 1 foot apart on this. But I'm gonna get back to it here. And if you're just popping in, feel free to scroll to the beginning of the video if you want to. I'm just going to do a little bit of picking out here just to end this video off. Pulling and picking. Nothing there on that one. Couple of few on this one. There again, just as I work, I'm kind of moving my feet around, fixing where the beans have been pulled up where the soil was disturbed. Again, a majority of these roots are staying in the ground. Just the really big ones are the only ones that come out. I could technically leave the entire plant there. It's just going to make a mess. I don't know where we're going to plant garlic this year. This might be the spot for it, so I'm just getting it out of the way just in case. Plus, another thing is I want the soil here to rest since we're not growing in it. Beans are finished, get the plants out, let the soil rest, let it do its thing, let it do some more natural composting out here with the wood chips. Well, this one's not too bad. It actually had some decent beans on it. I didn't expect that in the middle, but I guess in front toward the south side, it was getting plenty of light there. Of course, y'all were watching the video. You can scrub back and see as I'm doing it live. I'm pretty sure you can scrub back on YouTube. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you can on other platforms, but or not. Yeah, this one wasn't too bad. I mean, nothing like if we just pulled the plants up when they had nothing but beans on them. Nothing like that whatsoever. That's good enough. What I should have done here on the last picking, I should have been pulling them up then. So that's the smaller beans on here. I figured they'd get a little bigger, but they didn't really grow a whole lot over the course of the past week. Just not really grown much. Some have, some haven't. A few more. There again, with the lack of beans I'm actually pulling off of here. The low quantity, I'm not really spending a lot of time on it. Oh, here's that one from earlier. Let me get the beans off of this one. And again, I normally would be ripping these into pieces, but I'm not super duper concerned about it. Yeah, that one's not looking too good. We'll just leave it. This one right here ought to be loaded down pretty decent. Or not. This may have been one of the early bloomers. Let's see any on that one. And I'm also weeding as I go through here as well. They come right on out, nice and easy. They've been fighting for sunlight against the green beans and just can't make much of a root structure. Here we go, that's a better example of it right there. A few, I expected a few more on that side. A few little ones on here. I guess a few means one. There they are. I thought I saw them in there somewhere. Maybe I should change the title of this video to how to know when your beans are finished for the year. Might be a better title for this. We'll see, I'll give it about a 10% chance of that happening, me changing the title. Alrighty, I'm gonna keep on going. Thank y'all for watching. We appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Take it easy.